am Tawanda Auston. I am the owner of Five Touch Spa Salon, where we cater to the five senses. We do everything up under one roof. We do massages, facials, microderms, chemical peels, body treatments. We wax everything from eyebrows to Brazilians, hydrotherapy services, hair. So we do so many different things, and I'm licensed to do all of those. But I primarily focus on massages. That's like my thing. I wear a lot of hats. I just got my broker license for insurance and real estate. Um, I'm also an instructor for aesthetics and nail technology, but my passion is really just helping people. So whatever anybody who walked through the door, my goal is to help them in some way, whether they're coming to work or whether they're coming to, just as clients or customers.
Right. And one of the things that I really love is that you didn't just stop at one thing. Because especially when you're talking about building wealth, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket because wealth is everything that you have. Those assets that you have begin to tap in to the development of wealth and growing it from there. So what was your first love about being an entrepreneur?
I feel like I'm like not censored. But anyway, so um I majored in business administration, and I never for a while I didn't know what I wanted to do. I've always admired people who knew what they wanted to do, and I said if I knew I would go for it. So I majored in business, and I got like this big promotion once I got my 4-year degree. So I was like, okay, cool. So if I can make this much money with a 4-year degree because I got a really big promotion, I said, think about what I can do with a master's. So I took the
Yeah.
GMAT. I was on my way to get my master's, and then it was like light bulb moment. I want to have my own spa came out of nowhere. I never even been to a spa at that point in time, but it was just
Mm.
so clear to me. And I said, I don't need a master's degree to have my own spa. So I started working towards the different licenses, which is how I became licensed in everything. But I was
Right.
working 8 to 5 and also working at the spa. And confirmation to me was getting out, after working at 8 to 5, 40 hours a week. And once
Mhm.
I got to the spa, because honestly, I was wishing clients was going to cancel so I could just go home after my 8 to 5. Seriously. But once I got to the spa, it's like it just relaxed me to relax somebody else. And I was like, if I could work 8 hours a day and go to the spa and it still relaxes me to relax somebody else, this is totally what I'm supposed to be doing. So that was where the confirmation came in that I'm totally supposed to have my own spa.
Right. So what were some of the complications that you had, and what would you tell your younger self if you had to go back and do it again?
I would tell my younger self that you could do whatever it is that you want to do. And the only person that can stop you is you. And I tell people that all the time because we are our biggest critics. And it was really hard for me to, when I was thinking about opening up my business, I said if I knew what I wanted to do, I would go for it. And I was going for it. But to think about leaving my 8 to 5 job
Hmm.
and where I knew I was going to get paid every 2 weeks, and then
Right.
now I'm going to the spa where if clients don't come in, I don't get paid.
Yeah.
So that was really stressful to me just to make a decision to do it. But I said, you know what? The worst case scenario is it fails, but at least
Right.
I wouldn't be wondering what would have happened if. So I've been going strong. November 21st is going to be 9 years of business, and I continue to
Mm.
to move forward. If it's something that I want to do, I just go for it. So I would definitely tell the younger me, like, go for it, whatever it is you want to do. No limitations, but the limitations that you put on yourself.
Right. And one of the things that I really love, it's kind of like, because I normally get on early in the morning and I do my talks with, as I walk in the day. And today's talk was about gratitude. And just hearing what you're saying about it, that's just surrounded with gratitude. Again, what's the worst that can happen? And because you not focused on the worst that can happen, you worried about what is happening, then you are always going to be in a position to show gratitude when other people can see it from a different angle. You can see, like, you know what? But you can do it. Don't worry about this stuff, but you can do it. Because after you do it, then you have the ability to do it again and do it again and do it again. So what does gratitude mean for you in your business?
Gratitude is everything to me. I mean, really, just waking up in the morning is something to be grateful for. And a lot of times, like I'm even when I walk into my spa, sometimes I walk in the door as if I'm a client. Like I just
Mm,
walk through, like, how would I feel if I was a client walking in? And sometimes that's how I make changes because I'm like, okay, if I was a client, I would like this. So, let's make this change. So
right.
sometimes when I walk around, because I started off in one, it was one unit, and
Hmm.
because it's kind of like a condo type business. So I started off in one unit where it was like one room where it was like massages and facials and everything was done there. And actually my waiting area, part of my waiting area was the nail technician area.
Hmm.
And I was the only one like doing all of the spa services in the beginning. And then it
Wow.
was three hairstylists. And a lot of times when people come in now, like they like, how did you do all of that in that one room? And it started off with me, but then
Yeah.
I had other people coming to work, more clients, and as that happened, and also I'm listening to clients and what they're saying, and then I purchased another unit. So with
Yeah.
that unit, I was able to expand, and I um created a couples massage suite because clients was
Yeah.
like, we all do couples massages. It was no way for me to do couples massages in that one room, but I, was doing what I had to do. And
Yeah.
it started off, it was me, and then I had an esthetician, I had a massage therapist that was all working in that same room. Of course, not at the same time, but we were sharing that room. So then I was able to expand over to the other side, and it became like the spa side. So I was able to do couples massages. I had an esthetician room over there, and then I also had like a singles couples massage room. And
Yeah.
after that, I was thinking about clients that was older coming up the stairs because both of those are upstairs. So I was like, you know what? I want to have something downstairs. And I was
Yeah.
really looking outside, but then it just so happened that the insurance company that's next door to me, we just so happened to be having a conversation. It wasn't on the market or nothing like that. And
Yeah.
I said we was just talking, and I was like, so he said something about possibly wanting to sell, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so I want to buy it. And just
Yeah.
like that, I started making plans. I was telling him, I called and I was like, okay, so we're gonna be closing on this day, and he was like, okay, I mean, really, honestly, I think if he would have thought about it a little more, he probably wouldn't have sold it. But
Yeah.
it was too late because I went ahead and made plans to make it happen. So
Yeah.
then I was able to have the third unit right like downstairs, and it's like it's all kind of combined. So it's like
Mhm.
I have two upstairs and then I have the downstairs. And so when I walk through, when you talk about gratitude, when I
Yeah.
walk through, because you know how sometimes when we have things, we look at like we have it, so we don't even really think about like the blessing that it is because we have it. It's one thing when you don't have it and you want it, and it's like,
Right.
ooh, I would love to have that, and if I had that, I would be so grateful. But when you actually have it, sometimes
Yeah.
people get big headed. But the thing is, when I walk through, and I can't, I'm not even gonna say I do it all the time, but there is moments where I just sit down and when I can walk from the different units and I can just see like what God has blessed me with. Like I'm
Hmm.
I'm very grateful and I do not take it for granted. And I realize like, it's God is no respecter of person. So the same thing he can do for me, he could do for somebody else. Because some
Right.
people look at me like, how do you do this and how do you do that? I mean, sometimes I wonder how do I do this and how do I do that? But I
Right.
know, like God definitely. And so I'm just really grateful just to be able to walk through and see all of the things that I put in place, all of the things that I created, from what was inside of me. So I
Right.
can't even speak enough about being grateful and gratitude. I feel like I should say more because it's just like huge.
Yeah.
All about gratitude. I had to have gratitude in the first space that I had.
Yeah.
And I made sure that I took care of it because I knew that I wanted to have other places. And my thing is in order to be you have to be faithful over a few before you have many. So it's not like
Exactly.
you're saying I want to have this and I want to have that, but you're not taking care of what you already have. So why do you think you're going to be blessed with something else when you're not even taking care of what you already have? So my thing is I made it my business.
Nah, the blessed thing is you know what to do with the little because the little that you have prepared you for the lot. And I'm so grateful to be in this space. I'm so grateful that you've understood what grateful was to you and to allow that greatness to actually come out through words that we can actually manifest and take back and look at it for ourselves. Have you been grateful for your business? have you actually sat back and look at what gratitude means to you in